Hi, honey bun. How you guys doing? How's everyone? Okay, this is Grace reporting. Okay, look, just in. Governor Cuomo has resigned. Child, he had to resign. His name was linked to more women than a pimp. Okay? He was doing too much for too little. You had 11 women that came out and spoke against him, saying that he was inappropriate. And I just feel a little bit disappointed because this is like, the last go around for him. He's been in politics his whole life. He's never worked in corporate or worked in a fast food place. This is all that he's known. So if this is all that you've known, how could you have not known how to conduct yourself? You need to let one brain lead. Okay? So I feel very disappointed that he allowed this to go down. Now, all these women are coming out of the woodworks, girl, like Peter Pan off the island. Everybody just coming, popping up, okay, like squirrels at this point. I'm going to show you some videos. But what I want to say about Governor Cuomo that I'm very disappointed in, you work in a workplace, right? You are a big, big figure. You understand? Why can't you conduct yourself as a man? Why do you, oh, my nose. Why do you feel you have to just do whatever you want to do? And then because that is something that you feel is comfortable, now you expect other people supposed to be okay with you, with what you feel? That's what's wrong with some of these men. Some of these men that are in high places, that have big jobs, that are, like presidents and stuff like that, they feel they could do anything to women, especially if your voice is very small. You may be a secretary, you may just be a person on the team that has to follow him around to take notes, to wipe his boogers, and to make sure his glasses is on right. You never know. So I just feel like a lot of women do get taken advantage of. I do. I feel like that. I feel like a lot of women, they are taken advantage of by these men because they feel like, you know what? I'm Governor Cuomo. I could do what I want to do. If I want to grab you by the face, I could grab you by the face. If I want to touch you in the back seductively, I could do that. And if I want to touch you on the boobs, I could do that. Those are the things that he was accused of. So how are you supposed to feel about a governor like that? He's supposed to be out here warning about corona, the virus, and the new disease that's around the corner. How he have time to be groping and getting familiar with women? Then he said, oh, I slipped. I'm sorry. Listen, don't be sorry. Be careful. That is your job. That is your livelihood. And you make great money. Matter of fact, send me $20. And you make good money. So why would you put all that in jeopardy just for a thrill? You understand? Remember the President Clinton? Remember him? His world went upside down with Monica Lewinsky. Remember the famous dress that stuff was saved on? Look it up. All I'm saying is you are a public figure. Conduct yourself as such. Because Governor Cuomo got divorced in 2005. And he has 3 young ladies. He has 3 daughters. So as a man who has 3 girls, you would think he would be a little bit more, sensible. Like, let me not treat these women this way because I have girls that are in the world and I would not like for them, because energy travels. So the same energy you're giving out to another woman, somebody could come along and give that same energy out to your kid. I promise you. And I just feel very disappointed. Let's look at some videos of Governor Cuomo. The first video we're going to look at him is the one that he said he's going to resign. So let's look at that one first and then we come back. Okay, bunnies.
This is not to say that there are not 11 women who I truly offended. There are. And for that, I deeply, deeply apologize. I thought a hug and putting my arm around a staff person while taking a picture was friendly, but she found it to be too forward. I kissed a woman on the cheek at a wedding, and I thought I was being nice, but she felt that it was too aggressive. I have slipped and called people honey, sweetheart, and darling. I meant it to be endearing, but women found it dated and offensive.
As you can see, he's apologetic, like all of these men in high places usually are. At first, he was like, oh, I didn't do nothing. I didn't touch these women. They lied on me. Your Honor, I plead the fifth. I ain't doing nothing, I promise. But now you're being apologetic. So why are you apologizing if you didn't do nothing to these women? Your name should not even be attached in that manner. That's a disgrace to you and your family name. His own brother, Chris Cuomo, who's also a news anchor, he can't even discuss the news because he's like, damn, Andrew, that's his government. Andrew, couldn't you have at least just, chill and be still? No, I gotta grope what I see. He couldn't help himself. So now he's in hot water and everyone wants him to resign. You know what I've come to realize? And this has to do with just the industry. And when I say the industry, I'm talking about the music industry, the model industry, the news industry, every kind of industry. You think you have a team of people who's on your side. You think that, oh, you know what? I've worked with this person for many years. They're going to come through for me. They're going to support me. They're going to be by my side. No, the very, his aide that was working for him, she resigned. She's like, bye. Because she don't want to get herself mixed up because she has a livelihood that she has to maintain. And kids and probably other things she has to make sure she's good on. So she's not about to mess it up for Governor Cuomo. And it's just a disgrace. It's a disgrace. What people need to understand and what people need to put in the front of their brain, you're at work, be professional. I'm not saying you can't meet somebody at the job, but if it's going to be that way, it's going to be authentic. It's going to be organic. It's not going to be too much drama. It's not going to be too much mess. That's when you know it's contentious and that's when you know it's problems. But outside of that, just be professional. Even if you're dating somebody at your job, still be professional. Because eyes and ears are always, oh, I heard something. Oh, I saw something. So you always have to be on point because you never want to get caught off guard. And that's what happened to this man. He was caught off guard. And listen, man, you have 11 women coming forward saying you did something to them. All 11 of them can't be lying. Maybe one is telling the truth. It's still something you shouldn't have done, So I'm not sure, but let's take a look at another video of one of the young ladies and her experience with him. Let's see what she had to say. I think she said, oh, he wanted to take a look.
Without explicitly saying it, he implied to me that I was old enough for him and he was lonely.
25-year-old Charlotte Bennett was an executive assistant to Cuomo. In June, she says Cuomo asked her a series of intimate questions, including whether she had ever been with an older man.
I thought, he's trying to sleep with me. The governor's trying to sleep with me.
As you can see, right? These are young women. So obviously, he had a thing for young women, and there's nothing wrong with that. But be professional. If you want to date one of these women, there's a ways to go about it. It's not that hard. Hi, how are you? My name is Andrew. Are you single? Are you taken? Are you in a relationship? Do you have a side dude? Do you have a main dude? Do you have a baby father? Do you have 3 baby fathers? Ask them all these questions before you just assume you could go around and start touching people. Because now, look, you don't touch one too many. Now you are touching the doorknob. Bye-bye. You understand what I'm saying? So he said that this is things he's used to doing. He's used to kissing people. He's used to hugging them and, being a little bit intimate with them. You can't do that with everybody. Everybody don't wear the same hat. So you can't think, oh, what's good for one is good for the other. No. Before you embrace a person at your workplace, be like, is it okay if I give you a hug? If it's like, they're celebrating something, whatever. Let them give you permission. Ask. Don't assume you could just go in for the hug. Sexual harassment. You tried it. No. Ask. Hey, Timmy, you got a promotion. We're having a party for you. Can I give you a hug? Now. Okay. You understand? Ask first. The first rule that we were taught as little kids, keep your hands to yourself. These men ain't keeping nothing to themselves. They just spreading it like the corona. Okay. Let's take a look at another young lady who came forward and said her experience with Governor Cuomo, because he had more experience than a matchmaker. Okay.
For the first time,
what he did to me was a crime. He broke the law.
Brittany Camiso is telling her story publicly after she filed a criminal complaint against the governor last week.
Then they started to be hugs with kisses on the cheek. And then there was at one point a hug. And then when he went to go kiss me on the cheek, he quickly turned his head and he kissed me on the lips.
As you can see, he was just doing too much for entirely too little. He liked them young and tenderoni girls. There's nothing wrong with that if they're of age, of course. But like I said, Governor Cuomo, you have to know how to do things. You needed to have some flavor on your team. Like you need to have like a Jamal on your team, a Marcus on your team. You should have had some brothers on your team to let you know, wait a minute now. Cuomo, you're doing too much. We're going to have to pull back. You understand? And I just feel like he did this to himself. I don't feel sorry for him. I don't. You understand? He did this to himself. He put himself in this position, and this is the result. It's like if you work out every day, right? You put yourself in a workout position. Now you're like, oh my God, my muscles are growing. You know what I'm saying? I'm losing weight. I'm trimming down. I'm looking good. That's the result. So it's the same thing. You put yourself in messed up situation thinking because you're the governor that you could go around groping and touching and kissing and hugging women without their permission. This is the result. Okay? Are you happy with the result, Mr. Cuomo? Oh my God. There's another clip with this young lady, and this is what she said. And this is the thing he was talking about in the news. He said, I only kissed her. Why are you kissing people? Aren't you supposed to be out there finding out why the corona can't quit? Too legit to quit? What is going on with you? Why are you going around kissing everybody? Now you're going to get the kiss goodbye. So take a look at this young lady and her experience with Governor Cuomo.
Says he grabbed her by the face and asked, "Can I kiss you?" The moment was actually caught on cell phone camera by another guest at a wedding in September 2019. Cuomo was officiating at the wedding. Ruck was a guest.
Oh my God. The look on her face and why do he look like that? He looked like a demon. Why he look like that? The look on her face is of terror. Like, she just looks, well, that's not a terror face, but she just looks like super uncomfortable. She's like, her body message is not saying, yes, you can kiss me. Like, come on. When you want somebody to kiss you and when you don't. Cuomo looked like he was just had his hand in every pot. He was just cooking and not watching what's burning and what's coming together. And now this is the result. This is the result. This is what you've done to your legacy. This is what you've done to your last name. Now, his brother Chris, who works, he has a very good job too. He's in the news world. He's going to be looked at. I hope he aren't out there touching and groping, because he would be next. And he's married. Cuomo is divorced. He's been divorced since 2005. So maybe that's the problem. He needs to find a mate. Cuomo, subscribe to my channel so I can help you out, because you need help. You need to subscribe to Grace Reported. Okay? Yeah, so he's been divorced since 2005, Cuomo. So maybe he needs to find somebody that he can be with. Remember, I just did a video yesterday about Kenya Moore and how everyone needs love. He just needs love and a hug. We all need love. So Cuomo, find somebody appropriate. Find somebody who wants to be touched. Okay? Find somebody who appreciates you and all that you have to offer. Don't go around thinking, oh, you know what? She wants me because of who I am. No, it doesn't work that way. It truly does not. And that is a violation. And that you have to be held accountable for that. No way, no how. You have to be held accountable for that. So I just hope he gets it right. I hope he gets it right because you know what? His kids are watching him. His ex-wife is watching him. His ex-girlfriend, remember Sanjali? She was that woman who did the cooking. So he was with her for a little bit. And that didn't work out. So I think the problem is him and his touching. Maybe she was like, you know what? Let me go cook this pot roast because you touching everybody. I'm done with this relationship. And maybe she was done. So Cuomo, you have to resign. The public wants you to resign. Your people that you work with want you to resign. They're not even on his side. That's what I'm saying. You have to be careful of who you think is on your side, because not because you're in the industry doesn't mean you have industry friends. So I hope he learned a big lesson. Let's take a look of him saying he has to resign. Let's take a look.
And I would never want to be unhelpful in any way. And I think that given the circumstances, the best way I can help now is if I step aside and let government get back to governing. And therefore, that's what I'll do. Because I work for you. And doing the right thing is doing the right thing for you. Because as we say, it's not about me, it's about we.
As you can see, everyone was telling him, listen, man, you got to go. You got to hit the road, Jack. He had to go because more and more women were probably going to come out the woodworks. And more women probably still will come out the woodworks because that's generally how it goes. You know, one comes out, peeks their head out, like, she said something, let me go say something. So we never know how many women is going to come. So they say, listen here, man, you're at 11. And that's one too many, okay? Quit while you're ahead. Please leave, you know? So he left. He had to resign to try to save whatever he can of his name. Because at this point, it's in the mud. It's not a good look, you know? Oh, child. Not because you have money, power, and authority does not give you the right or the authority to mistreat women in the workplace. Don't do that. Okay? Have respect for these women. If you're not welcome, if you're rejected, keep it going. It's being rejected is okay. You don't have to be with everybody. You could be rejected. You could go on and try somebody else. You understand? So I'm not understanding where he went wrong with this. I'm not understanding how he allowed this ship to steer without him driving it. It's like he was just doing what he wanted to do with these women. He's groping this one. He's hugging this one. He's touching this one boob. He's putting his hand down this one. Like, what are you doing? Like, what do you think? This is an acting show? This was your job. You didn't take your job seriously. All your bills must be paid. Okay? Okay? Because somebody who have a job like that is going to make sure all the T's are crossed and the I's are dotted. And he didn't make sure of that. He was selfish, self-indulged, thought of himself, and now he's been played out. He done played himself, okay? Too much self, that's the problem, okay? Please subscribe to this channel. Thank you guys so very much. I appreciate each and every one of you. Like I said, guys, I want to do, when I get a new subscriber, I want to shout you out. So subscribe to the channel so you can get your shout out, child. Or tell somebody to tell somebody, okay? So thanks, guys, so much for rocking out with me. Again, subscribe to the channel.